Hi, welcome back to Missing Chemistry. This is the phase change of matter lesson. Remember that there are 5 states of matter and counting. And I say counting because you never know when we're going to discover another state of matter. Alright, so the first of all, we have a solid, definite shape and definite volume. We have liquids. They have indefinite shape but definite volume. Gases have indefinite shapes and indefinite volumes. Plasma is electrified matter, and you find plasma on the sun or inside like a lightning bolt. Bose-Einstein condensate, that's a really strange form of matter. It kind of looks like a smoky fog almost, and it occurs at about 1/1000th of a Kelvin. 1/1000th of a Kelvin. In this world of super cold, it doesn't behave like anything that we know of. Like for example, the speed of light, which is about 300,000 kilometers per second, when it goes through a Bose-Einstein condensate, slows down to the speed of a bicycle, which would be about, well, let's say 10 meters per second. And then when it leaves the condensate, it speeds right back up to the 300,000 kilometers per second. So it's pretty weird stuff, and we're still exploring that area of super cold and super cool. All right, now let's look at different phases and their change. If you go from a solid to a liquid, that substance will melt. So we call that melting. If you go from a liquid to a solid, that's freezing. Okay, kind of like when water goes into ice. And when you go from a liquid to a gas, that's evaporation. Now, you can see that when you put like a glass of water out on a table, and no one drinks it, you come back 4 or 5 days later, and it's missing at least half of the water in the container. What happened to the water? It turned into water vapor, and it went into the atmosphere. Going from a gas to a liquid is condensation. Now, the same thing. If you have like a glass container and you put ice cubes in it and with water in it and you let it super cool down, you'll notice that you'll get water droplets, or the outside of the glass will feel wet. Is the glass leaking? No, it's not. What's happened is the air around the glass, since the glass is being cooled down, the air around the glass is allowing water vapor to come out of the cloud onto the glass surface. It's pretty awesome. Solid to a gas. Here's one of my favorite ones. I don't know, and we call it sublimation. You guys, have you ever watched the movie The Wizard of Oz? You know, at the scene where Dorothy, they're in the Wicked Witch of the West Castle, and that turret, and the Wicked Witch is going, "Mr. Scarecrow, you want to play with fire?" And Dorothy takes a bucket of water, misses the Scarecrow, by the way, and hits the Wicked Witch of the West, and she starts going, "I'm sublimating, I'm sublimating." That's what she should be saying, but she's actually saying, "I'm melting, I'm melting." No, you're not melting, you're sublimating. You're a solid turning directly into a gas. If she was melting, she would go from a solid to a liquid. There'd be a puddle on the floor. But if you look closely in the movie, there's no puddle on the floor. So when she's going, "I'm melting, I'm melting, I'm melting," she should be saying, "I'm sublimating, I'm sublimating, I'm sublimating." I mean, it just makes you want to get angry at that movie. All right, last but not least, a pretty cool thing we see up here in Alaska a lot, a gas goes to a solid. It's called deposition. And if you go outside in the wintertime in Alaska, for example, you'll see these razor jagged edge crystals on top of the snow. And that's a form of gas turning into ice crystals. And it's called sublimation. We call it horn frost, by the way. It's pretty awesome to look at. Well, listen, you guys, you be snarly, and we'll see you back here at Missing Chemistry.